Last chapter ended with Han pointing at an entire continent and saying, quote, "With enough money it should be possible to summon everyone here as high-ranked heroes." Chapter 207 is him pulling the trigger on that plan. And then the chapter shows him the thing that's going to eat the continent before he can finish pulling. Pick Me Up Infinite Gacha, Chapter 207. New here, this channel covers every Pick Me Up chapter the day it drops. Subscribe so you don't miss 208, because Han just put a 5-star summoning ticket on the table and walked into a fortress raid. Let's go. 207 picks up exactly where 206 ended. Han is still on the balcony watching House Asynia's knights train, and his thought from last week, summon everyone here as high-ranked heroes, has now become an actual plan with categories. He pets a horse on the way back inside and gives us the trade-off. Quote, "With enough gems it would be possible to summon all of them. That will twist history quite a bit, though, so he's aware." He's about to start ripping NPCs out of this world and turning them into his pulls, and he knows it will break the timeline. He doesn't care. Then the system gives him a menu. 2 types of 3-star heroes available right now in Townia. Type 1, Mercenaries. First name on the board is Malmont Carl. Quote, "I work as a mercenary. Do you know where this is? Standard sword for hire." And then Type 2, Knights and Soldiers of the Fallen Empire. And the very first knight in the lineup is Shay Lathasterie. Same hair, same name, same crest. Stop. Last chapter Han fed his Shay into the synthesis menu, sacrificed his very first 4-star to power up another card. Her last words were, quote, "I wasn't chosen, I'll leave it to you, Han." This Shay isn't that Shay. This is the world's native version, a different copy in a different save file. The chapter doesn't underline it. It just slides her into the summon pool like it's nothing. Han doesn't react in panel, he just keeps reading the list. Stein Rastov, a knight in training. "If it's okay with you, can you stop those 2? They won't listen to me at all." And the camera pans over to those 2, who turn out to be the wrong kind of mercenary. Han's narration explains the gap. The mercenaries who kept doing normal jobs became summonable 3-star heroes. The ones who turned bandit after the Empire fell became this. The Pulverizing Wolves, same job title, different career path. They run their mouth. Quote, "That nutjob, do you think you'll be fine after this? Do you know who we are?" Han's party answers by going through them. The fight is one panel. The Pulverizing Wolves are now past tense. Han's takeaway is brutal and quiet. Too much advanced summoning leads to a lobby of lower quality. He's already grading the recruitment pool. Then the chapter does something it hasn't done in a while. It reminds you Han is a player. A system window pops. "Master, will you log out?" Yes or no, Han picks yes. System fine print. The mission will continue on even if you log out. You can replay what you missed in the menu. Han's internal line is dry. Eniug logged out. Well, that makes sense. It's going to be a long-term mission. Translation. What comes next isn't one fight, it's an arc. The chapter is officially time-skipping. Snap forward. Han is at the edge of a cliff and somebody asks him, "What are you doing?" "It's not like you, it's Fria." Han says he was just thinking. Fria holds up a piece of something broken. Quote, "Do you know what this is? It's something Sir Darkin had when he ambushed me this morning. He was a guardian knight assigned to me when I was 5. He had always protected me. I don't understand." That's the corruption from Chapter 206 finally hitting Fria personally. Her childhood bodyguard tried to kill her this morning. She doesn't know why. The audience does. The prince, the order, and the nobles all went insane 10 years ago after Townia was rebuilt. Sir Darkin is one of them. Han doesn't comfort her. Han looks up. Narration takes over. Quote, "The small continent floating thousands of meters up in the air, Aslanch. The third key is supposed to be kept by the birdfolk that live deep within this place. It is just that the Order's military built a bunch of fortresses leading to the place. So now we know where they are. The essence of heaven, the key of infinity from last chapter, is somewhere inside this floating rock, protected by birdfolk. And the Order has surrounded the only way in with garrisons." Han spots something in the sky and asks Fria, "When did that appear?" Fria answers, "About a week after I found the second key." Han's response is one syllable, "Shit." This is the centerpiece of the chapter. Han recaps why he's even helping Fria. Quote, "We obtained the second key on the 35th floor. Has it been a year since then? Shit. Too much time has passed, because while they were climbing this spawned in the sky. Egg of Chaos, level question mark. Han estimates it at level 300 plus. The chapter dumps the stat sheet directly. Quote, "A monster of no specific elemental attribute that appears in floors above 60. It has resistance to physical and magic attacks by default, and its attack patterns can mock even 5-star heroes. Han calls it the Fragment Series, the culprit behind why all the floors above the 60th are hell. So everything we thought was wrong with the upper floors of the tower, the monsters, the parasites, the chaos, it's all leaking out of this thing. And it isn't even hatched. Han's line, quote, "It would be like a final boss appearing in the tutorial. That's the shape of the threat. If this thing wakes up, the mission is over. The continent is over." Then the cult twist. Fria explains why she couldn't deal with it sooner. Quote, "I wanted to get rid of it, but the Empire and the Order got in our way. They said this boss would bring peace to the continent, a gift from the goddess." Han's response is 2 words, as if the same religion that called Fria a witch in Chapter 206 is the religion that has been guarding the egg. The Order isn't confused. The Order is feeding it. Han asks the direct question. "Fria, you said that thing was the next target, right? What are you gonna do?" Fria's plan is clean. Quote, "I can rip open the dimension if I have all the keys. I'm gonna send that thing back to where it came from. So the 3 keys aren't a weapon. They're a deportation order. Collect all 3, open a dimensional gate, throw the egg of chaos back through it before it hatches." Han narrates the catch, but there are people getting in your way. Unfortunately, the Empire, the Order. Sir Darkin, the cultists. Everybody between Fria and that 3rd key wants the egg to live. Time skip, the system pops a card. Mission type, exploration. Party 1 is carrying out a long-term mission. Floor 42. We are inside House Asynia's war camp. Han is at the map table with the same blonde knight from the end of 206. Adelle Lathasterie. She lays out the obstacle. Quote, "There is a fortress set up by the Order here. If you don't make it through this fortress, you can't make it to the underground of the floating continent." Then the numbers. Quote, "We observed forces numbering 3,000 on standby. The walls are 8 meters tall, and they've even dug trenches. It's hard to believe that it only took them a month. 3,000 soldiers, 8-meter walls, trenches. The Order built a real fortress in 30 days to keep them out." Han's reaction is to flip the plan. "So now we're on the offense instead. We'll need all the keys before the egg hatches." Now we get the recruitment math. Han's internal monologue ranks Taunia's pool. Quote, "Based on what I saw during my promotion, there are 3 4-stars and 1 5-star in Taunia." Then he editorializes, "There are basically no useful hero candidates. This world is fucked. How annoying." He lists them. Shay Lathasterie, Kashasha, both 4-star. That leaves 1 4-star slot and 1 5-star slot open. The 4-star slot lands on Adelle Lathasterie. Quote, "Adelle Lathasterie is a strong 4-star candidate for Taunia. He's supposed to be the most skilled out of the branch families. So Adelle is now confirmed as a future pull." Han is standing across the war table from the woman whose family name he sacrificed last chapter and quietly tagging her as a 4-star summon candidate. Then the 5-star. Adelle drops the line, "Commander Delphine is here too." Han asks if she's strong. Adelle answers, quote, "She's the best in the Empire, you'll see." Han locks it in. "Delphine von Asynia, she must be the 5-star candidate." Then he gives us the bloodline rule. Quote, "Houses like Haljan, Lancia, and Schuttenberg had their bloodline mudded over time. But House Asynia has kept their bloodline pure. They're supposed to be very powerful because of this. So Delphine isn't just strong. She's pure white dragon bloodline, unmudded, which is why she sits at 5-star tier." And Han's response to confirming this is to text his real-world handler. Quote, "I better tell Eniug to use the 5-star summoning ticket right away if she lives up to my expectations." He is, right now this chapter, reaching for the ticket that pulls the commander-in-chief of the dispatched army into his party. Final beats, the chapter shows us Han's current lineup. Party 1. Han, Jenna, Velkist, all 5-star. Keishio, Kashasha, both 4-star, 3 5s, 2 4s. Same squad he closed 206 with. Then the mission card, floor 42. Mission type, exploration. Objective, inspect the target area. Translation, they're going through the fortress. That's chapter 207. A goddess that isn't real, an egg that ends the world, a Shay who came back as a save file, and a 5-star ticket. Han is 1 chapter away from spending. If this hit you, smash like, tell me in the comments. Is Delphine the next pull, or is the chapter setting her up to die before he can roll her? Subscribe so you catch 208 the day it drops. See you at the fortress.